Hello everyone, welcome back. Alright, I just finished the installation on my 2015 expedition of a homemade catch can system for my PCV system on my Ecoboost engine. Common problem with these is condensation buildup and carbon buildup on the valves inside the engine on these. I found this out after purchasing this, and I wanted to remedy the problem before it happened. So I searched online. There's plenty of catch can systems offered. However, they are, let's just say, expensive, in my opinion. So, due to the coronavirus and sitting at home doing nothing, I decided to make my own. I made a dual catch can system, and what I did was I used PVC pipe for the canisters, and believe it or not, I used underground irrigation system poly pipe for the hoses. I don't know if it's going to withstand the constant oil vapors. I have no idea, to tell you the truth. I just figured I'd try it. I had it laying around. So, let me show you what I have here. All right, on the passenger side, there is a 90-degree hose, this one right here, that went on these fittings originally. It was positioned just like this. And what I did was I reused the factory fittings. I removed them from the tube, as you can see. I didn't cut it or anything like that. I removed it. I could actually put it right back together, put it back on the vehicle, and you'd never know I took them off. What I did was I disconnected the fittings, used a heat gun, heated up on the pipe right over in this area, and very carefully did this so I didn't melt the tubing or damage the fitting. I was actually able to pull the fitting right out. After heating it up a little bit, this still retained its shape. Some videos online, people tell you have to cut it with a razor blade, then heat it up and it comes up. Nope, I heated it up and I had no problems pulling it off. Took a little bit of strength, but popped right off, no problem. I can return it back to stock if need be. However, to get the pipe onto the fitting, the sprinkler pipe, I did have to heat that up also. Now, when heating this up, it becomes much softer, as the hole for this pipe was smaller than the fitting, a good amount. Once I heated it up though, it gets very soft. I was able to push it right on, and then as soon as it cooled down, you can't even twist this in the tubing. That's how tight it is, so no problem with a seal there. What I did was I ran these pipes underneath, and I ran them through the radiator support under the truck. Now, if you look under here, it's going to be difficult to see, but I actually have the catch can mounted right here behind the front bumper cover. It's going to be difficult to see. I'm going to show you some examples, but the fittings on the canister are actually from underground sprinkler system. They're the fittings that you would use to tie into a pop-up sprinkler. And the clamp that is holding my canister is actually a piece of PVC pipe. I used 3-inch pipe to make the canisters, which was a little overkill. 2-inch would have probably been more than enough, but that's what I actually had. To make the bracket, I had a piece of scrap steel that I bolted to the radiator support, bent it in a 90-degree bend to hang down. And what I did was I drilled a hole through a short piece of pipe, drilled a hole, put a bolt through it. I made sure it was a flathead carriage bolt, and I also cut a chunk out of the pipe. I actually cut too much out of this, so I could not use this. What you want to do is cut out about 1/4 of the pipe, and it works perfect as a clamp. the canister just pops right in and hangs there with no problem. So that worked out excellent. Now the fittings, like I said, are these sprinkler fittings. I used a drill bit to start the initial hole where I screwed this in. I then used a unibit to open it up, and then at the end to screw this in, once again, use the heat gun. I heated up the PVC pipe. I was able to thread this in no problem. I didn't strip the threads on this because I didn't heat this up. It cut the threads into the PVC pipe, no issues, and it came out great. It locks in there real good. I actually put some adhesive around the threads when I screwed it in to make an airtight seal, so I don't have to worry about that. On the bottom of the canisters, I have fitting. I'll show you the driver's side. It's actually a fitting on the bottom, a drain petcock that I could just screw in after putting a bottle underneath. And with that, I could drain it out. Now those fittings I got on Amazon. I believe they were $2.50 a piece. So again, dirt cheap. Now, the driver's side. This hose right here came out and comes down and goes into this tube down here. I did notice when this vehicle was repaired, it was a salvage vehicle, the intercooler had to be replaced. There was a bunch of oil on the bottom of the intercooler. So I decided this definitely is going to benefit from a catch can system. So I wanted to put one on this side. Also, I do not have a one-way check valve as a lot of people do, and I did not do that because I really didn't see a need for it. I ran this canister system on both sides, so in doing that, I shouldn't need a check valve. Regardless of which way the oil vapors are going, they're going to get caught by the catch can. I also mounted the catch cans down low compared to some people who mount them high because, well, in theory, you want a system that always points down, because when the oil vapors come into the canister, if any oil vapors start to build up against the tubing, it's not going to drain back into the system. It would actually drain down the hose into the canister. I mean, that's just my theory. I might be wrong, but that's what I thought would make the most sense. Now also, this side, when I took this pipe apart, as you can see right here, same thing with the irrigation pipe. I heated it up, got it right on. Now I had to disconnect a 90-degree elbow from this fitting right here to the fitting down below. All right, now what I did was, here's the fitting. Same thing I did on the other side. Heated it up with a heat gun, managed to twist it a little bit, and then popped right off. Did not cut it. I could put it right back on like before. Looks factory. Nobody would even know. Now, with this system, I did the same thing. I ran the tubing around, comes right down here, down through the radiator support, down to the driver's side canister. I took the vehicle out, drove it around a little bit, made a few full throttle blasts. So far, no problem. Now, what I also wanted to show you was, one of the concerns I had was, will the cover fit back on? As you can see, I took my time with this, planned it out, and sure enough, cover goes right on. No issues. As you can see, pipe runs out right here in this factory notch. Pipe runs out. The other pipe comes up right here. Isn't blocked by anything. Plenty of room to move that around. I can still move the pipes. And on the other side, this side does come up against the cover a little bit. Just one of the pipes, but doesn't push the cover up or anything like that. So, tell me what you think. Do you think the pipe's going to hold up? I don't know, to tell you the truth. The only way to find that out is to drive the hell out of it. So this thing's going on the road hopefully next week. And once I get some seat time in, maybe I'll post a follow-up video, let everybody know how it's going. I think it's going to work out very well. If I can, I'm going to post a link below to the video that I found on how to make your own homemade catch can out of PVC pipe. It was not my idea fully. I found it on somebody else's channel. If you go to his channel, check it out. It's basically the same setup that I did. Same way I did the baffles inside of the canisters also. I actually filled mine with steel wool just so it would help to catch all the oil if possible. I live in the South, so I shouldn't have really any condensation issues inside the engine, but I'm sure it's going to catch a lot of oil, and once I go to drain it, I'll track the mileage and we'll see how much comes out. All right. If you guys could think of any way I should have done this different, please let me know. If you think you can do it cheaper or make a better setup, let me know. I'm curious. The irrigation pipe cost me nothing. I did have to get the caps for the 3-inch pipe and the fittings that I mounted onto the canisters. I think in all I probably have maybe $25 into a dual catch can setup. So can't beat that. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below, please, and get out there, start wrenching.